Week 3 of the Prep Sports Report on Lakeshore PBS. Tonight, we'll talk about boys and girls high school basketball coming up this weekend, and also hear about one of the top freshman girls basketball players in the state as we go in depth with the Valparaiso girls basketball team. Coming up next on Lakeshore PBS.
Valparaiso University is a place for you to grow. It's where professors are there to help you find your passions, and it's where you'll make connections that last a lifetime. Learn more at valpo.edu.
Doing as much as you can, as quickly as you can, is important to me. Life is short, and the earlier we get started helping our community, the better off our community will be.
It is Lakeshore Prep Sports tonight on Lakeshore PBS, and before we get started on tomorrow night's games, or this weekend's games, I wanted to talk a little bit about the game that really shocked me last weekend. Portage boys beating Lake Central at Lake Central. I really thought that was a surprise.
Very much surprising, and again, that's big for Portage because their tournament's not too far from as we speak. And a win like that's got to help you confidence-wise.
Well, think of it this way. There's a lot of really good athletes on Portage that have been unproven till this point. And they're putting it together now. They're starting to win. That's excellent.
They've beaten Valpo and Lake Central both this year.
Yeah, those are two of the premier teams in Northwest Indiana.
Yeah.
Portage, they're the big dogs right now. They are the team to beat right now.
All right, let's start with girls basketball tonight, shall we? Another big game for Andrean coming up this weekend as they take on KV.
Yeah, Kankakee Valley has struggled a little bit keeping control of the ball. They do have 18 turnovers, but they have won 3 of their last 4 games and have an impressive record at 15-5.
And by the way, do I have to watch this? Because that's Lake Station they're beating, right?
I believe so. That's Kate Thomas.
Yeah, exactly.
Again.
Yeah, I'll watch anyway. But still, they have a very good tournament solid basketball team at Andrean. They beat a very good Lake Station squad, and you got to give them credit for that. They've got one girl on that team that's really awesome. Name of Tori Allen.
Yeah, I think those are the Cougars in white. Those are KV in
Yes,
white.
KV.
That's
yeah.
KV?
Yeah, this is.
Although
that
the
was
uniforms do look a lot like
true.
Andrean.
Yeah, now that you mention it, yeah.
Olivia Plummer for 2.
nice take with the left hand there, and the dish off to number 13, Ava Dace. I'm sorry.
there you
Sorry
go.
if I mispronounced your
That
name.
was
there.
a nice try, though.
But it was a beautiful, beautiful play there, and then the drain from 3 from Lily Toppin.
Toppin was one of their top scorers, 13 points per game. And again, not the only weapon on this basketball team, so you got to watch out for them.
That was Kate Thomas there. She's averaging 9 points per game.
15-5 is KV girls.
Yeah, I think we talked about them last week.
We did.
Yeah, in which they're a team that is, I won't say they're sneaking up on people, but they're that team you don't want to play in the tournament. They're that good.
You're right, though, and they do have a problem with turnovers, but they also force turnovers as well, as we saw on those highlights.
We saw it in the defense there. They're stealing the ball. They're taking it down the court on the fast break and getting some extra points that way. It's a matter of getting that extra possession or giving away that extra possession. Which is it? It's going to have to be a pretty disciplined ball for Kankakee Valley to take care of Andrean.
All right, speaking of Andrean, a dominating performance against Lake Station, one of their 2A foes, and they really had their way with Lake Station.
As a matter of fact, that I take it I can watch now because that is Andrea, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure.
But as you could see, a lot of uniform resemblance there.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. And also good basketball with Andrea. And they're a team that, as I mentioned last week, a team that's had Lake Station's number and a team that has to be looked upon as a sectional contender.
And Lindsay Arcella gives you another offensive weapon from the perimeter that you have to defend outside of Tori Allen.
they're really rounding into form with all of these players stepping up. They've won 4 out of their last 5 games. They're on a roll. They're up to 18 victories on the season. This is an Andrean team that has really found themselves late in the year.
That was Lauren Cologne right there. They've won some battle-tested games.
Great shot by Tori
in
Allen.
the
My
tournament.
goodness.
And Tori, of course, we talked about her not too long ago, a part of the 1,000-point career club. Congratulations to her. They have a young lady named Maddie Walton that can get it done.
Right
As
there.
a matter of fact, there she is right there. Great timing, Maddie. And
On cue.
Yeah, on cue, exactly. And let's face it, if you have that big girl in the paint there and get it done, that can make you all the more better.
Yeah, so Maddie Walton is averaging 9 points per game, but she's also shooting 66% from the field and leads
That's
the
good.
team in rebounds. That is what a leader does.
Yeah.
That means she doesn't take a bad shot.
No, she's doing what she
takes
needs
the
to
shots she needs to be taken. Yeah, Tori Allen, 17 a game. Hey, is that a new graphic? That was pretty cool.
Nice. This was my pick here. I have Andrean 54, Kankakee Valley 46. Andrean is at home. They're playing good ball. Both of these squads are playing pretty good, but I think Andrean's just too much for Kankakee Valley.
And I'm going to be smarter than I was last week. I'm going to agree with you this week because it didn't work too well last week. But yeah, Andrean's just too strong. And I'll be honest with you, they might be one of the top 3 teams in the region.
Could be. I
Absolutely.
think so.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Battle of the Bridge on the girls' side. 2 teams doing really well. Should be another outstanding game. Highland taking on Munster.
Highland is on a roll right now. They have won their last 5 games, so they're really playing hot ball.
Yeah, you have Aaliyah Keel taking that outside jumper. And again, you got the outside jumper, you got the inside game right there, and offensive rebounding never hurts. Good job, Bree Flores.
That was Keel there with that offensive rebound. Excellent play. Ooh, the step back by Peyton Reed.
Yeah.
Wow, beautiful play.
They're balanced scoring. You got almost 3 in double figures, though. Jordan Steele averaging 9. That's her right there, 11.
And when you have that kind of scoring, you don't want to have one girl scoring
What?
the big
And
points.
the,
No, you
the
don't.
bucket
You
and
don't.
the harm. That was a beautiful play.
You're a much more dangerous team with the balanced scoring, and
Hey.
the first 3
Keel,
teams we've
wow.
seen out of the gate tonight all have really good balanced scoring.
That's why you expect them to do well come tournament time.
Right, and if you have multiple players that can go for double digits at any given time, that's exactly what you want from a team. And get those offensive rebounds.
Yeah, that
and
helps.
There you go.
Nice shoes. The gold shoes. Oh, step back. Man,
Beautiful, beautiful by Peyton Reed
Peyton
there.
showing the whole arsenal.
Absolutely.
And had to follow through.
Oh, yeah.
That. Yeah, there you go.
You got to show them where that shot came from, for sure. So Highland's doing really well right now. Won the last 5 games. This is going to be a very tough game, a very big rivalry here against the Munster Ladies coming up here.
Munster Lady Mustangs at 15-6 on the season. We saw them also little last week. They have had a great season. So to this point, big win over South Bend Riley, averaging 57 points per game. And I think they have the all-name team player for you as well.
There is, my last name is Kolodzinski. I have a tough time with these young ladies here and their names. I apologize, but there are, what do we have here? We've got
Acoma Otaluga.
There you go. See, I'm struggling right now. I've only been doing this for 20 years, but I'm struggling right now. This is a very exciting team for sure. They really can move the ball up and down the floor, as we're going to see in our first highlight there with
There she is, the big girl.
the finish for number 24, Lillian Mason.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, speaking of the all-name team, their head coach is named Williams, and I think I can get that one out.
There you go.
That one.
There you go. But yeah, good basketball team. Watch them move the basketball, find the open girl. That's always a good thing. That's the point guard, Trinity Hogue, that hit that last jumper. And now you're going to see a young lady who's a freshman whose grade point average is 4.0.
That's excellent.
That's Grayson Gilliard, and I'm going to tell you, I was impressed talking to her yesterday. Also to, tell me what that first name again.
Acoma, I think.
Akawama?
Akawama?
She
I like that
tried to
better.
pronounce it for me yesterday, and I played it off like I knew what she was saying. So, but now she's a very impressive young lady too. Couple of good leaders on this basketball team. It's going to be awfully hard to beat Munster.
And speaking of the leadership, look at how unselfish they're playing here. Every single shot here has an assist attached to it. They're sharing the ball and they're taking care of business. This is a very powerful team, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this game turns out.
So what's more impressive for you, the points per game or the rebounds? Because they can do both, and they do them very well.
31 rebounds per game. That's going to give you a lot of opportunities to get those 57 points per game. So that shows that they hustle and they really get after the ball.
As a matter of fact, Joe, if you recall, Munster was not that great last year.
No, they weren't.
They struggled last year,
Yes.
but they bring in Williams, the new coach. Notice I got the Williams part in there. And they have won basketball games this year.
And you like Munster.
Yes, got to go with Munster in that one. God bless Highland. Munster just too strong rebound-wise. They lost the game to Crown Point earlier this year because of free throw shooting. I
Right.
think they've gotten better because of that. They're going to be an awfully tough team to beat.
All right, let's move to the boys' side. If I seem a little distracted, the motion graphics it's kind of got me a little distracted tonight, guys. How about a warning? Let's go to the boys' side. Maryville and Portage. Coach Klaus over there at Portage. Wow, what a job to knock off Lake Central. Maryville needs a win. 6-5 on the season.
Yeah, they've only won one of their last 4 games. Maryville's struggling here early, and I think there's a lot of pieces and a lot of good athletes that just need to kind of start meshing together and move forward and get their momentum as a team figured out.
Hey, guys, help me out with this. Didn't Maryville struggle at the beginning of last year, too?
Yes, they did.
But then they came through in the second half of the
They
season
did have a
and made
nice run at the end of the
So
year.
maybe
They
they're
did.
a second-half team.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They're well coached and they have a lot of good athletes on their team. All it takes is for the right dynamic to click, and these guys can figure it out.
Nice drive on the baseline.
That was Darren Weaver there with a beautiful lift on the baseline.
Corner 3.
Nothing but net.
Sean Clemens, Drano.
Yeah, I mean, they look good on these highlights.
Did he say Drano?
Drano.
Oh, okay.
Jaden Williams. A lot of Williamses tonight.
I know. Nice to see a Williams on the show that has talent. Yeah.
Beautiful pass by number 10 there to who made that finish there? I missed it.
It might have been Weaver again.
Yeah, just a beautiful. There's a lot of talent here. I think that Maryville, if they can take care of business and not give any extra possessions to Portage, they're going to be able to hang tight a little bit for a while here against the Portage Indians.
And speaking of teams that got off to slow starts last year, Portage didn't get off to a great start
Right.
either. You gotta like their head coach because he basically laid the law down that we're gonna do this our way or you can walk. And now look what they're doing right now. They're 9-5.
And a 65-43 over Lake Central last week.
That'll do a
That's
lot
one of
for
those
you.
double take scores that I had to do from the weekend because Lake Central, we had talked about them, how good they are from downtown and a solid inside game. But boy, that was a shocker to me. Let's go to the highlights. Portage, as we said, Coach Klaus of Portage used to be at Hanover.
Lake Station.
Hey, yeah, that's right. Lake Station to Hanover to Portage.
But like we've already mentioned here right now, Portage is really on a roll. They've won 3 out of the last 4, and they did beat Lake Central 65-43 last week.
Garrett Clark from downtown, then he cuts to the goal.
Whew,
You can see they'd already silenced the student section over there in LC.
Hey,
And the thing is, they did it on the road. I'm glad you mentioned that because that's very rare to see a road team beat a good team on their home floor.
Yeah.
Well, they have that balanced scoring attack. They have Garrett Clark averaging 14, Michael Wellman averaging 12, and Jalen Johnson averaging 12. Like I said earlier, anytime you have multiple players that can go off for 10, 20 points, you're in a really good position.
Yeah.
Boy, the cut used Lake Central's aggressive defense against him there, cutting behind him. Nice layup by Michael Wellman.
Strong take on the left hand there.
Garrett Clark, I believe, coming up with
Garrett
the fadeaway
Clark.
bullseye. And there's the
Yeah.
follow through again. I like that. Keeps the camera on you longer.
That was Michael Wellman there. There's a lot of good shooters for this
I'm
Portage
telling
team.
you, this might be the surprise team of the year. They play a tremendous schedule. They've beaten Valpo. They've beaten Lake Central now. Really doing a job at 9-5. All right. Crown, whoops.
You're not going to cut me short on my pick here.
I'm sorry.
I have made the pick of Portage 57, Maryville 45. I think Maryville's starting to click. They have a lot of talent there. I think they're due for a little bit of a breakout, but I do think that Portage is just too strong right now. They're playing too good of
And
basketball.
back home.
And back at home,
Yeah.
right?
With the Portage pep band who was featured last week, and a lot of comments and love on Facebook after the Portage piece
They did a great
was
job.
put up there.
That was a fun piece. I really enjoyed that.
All right, now Crown Point in Chesterton.
Crown Point, again, on a roll. They've won their last 3.
8-5.
Ooh, a lot of good shooters down there. That was
AJ.
Jack.
Nope, Jack Sedich.
Oh, that Jack Sedich. I'm sorry. I thought AJ Lux, because you always have to begin a highlight with AJ Lux shooting the basketball because he shoots it so well.
Sedich again there, scoring. Connor Cotton.
This is going to be an interesting game. Chesterton has had some injuries. I think they were without a player the other night, had another one get hurt during the game. Was trailing Hobart by 9.
Yeah, and that's definitely not a good position to be in, but luckily for them, for what it's worth, it's early in the season. They can have some other players step up. But right now, it's the Sedich show here, and AJ Lux just putting on a clinic.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Oh, my God. Well, somebody guard him, please. But no, he's just too good a shooter. Too good a
back cut.
shooter.
Molaski. Oh, nice screen. Who says the shooters don't screen for each other there, huh?
It does help.
They're averaging an impressive 59 points per game. You can see why. A lot of good shooters, and they do share the ball, and they're selfless, like you said, setting those screens, getting the extra man open, hitting the shot.
All right, Crown Point taking on Chesterton. The Trojans coming in at 9-4 on the season. Let's check them out. They've won 4 in a row, too.
Yeah, they won 4 in a row, and let us not forget, this is a team that made it to the state finals last year and had to redo a few people. You'll take 9-4. You don't want the injuries, but you'll take the 9-4.
But by sake of them making it to the state title last year and being able to progress, they have a lot of experience here. So there's going to be some people who can take lead here right now, like our gentleman right there, number 22, George Valarotis.
Well, this is their highlights from their game this week against Hobart. Nice drive.
They do like to go to the paint, do they not?
Tyler Parrish down the lane.
Nice post
Oh,
up,
good
back
strong
in.
move.
See the shoulder, drop the shoulder. Yeah.
He can
Justin
play in the Big
Sims.
Ten.
Yeah,
Right
he
there
can.
with that move.
That was a real strong play.
And
the-
call him.
He didn't get away with a hook and a hold, though. Justin Sims again for 2. So we'll see. I'm stepping out here. I didn't like the outing against Hobart. I think Crown Point's coming on a little. I'm going for the upset.
Oh.
CP over Chesterton.
You just went you went against the Kotlazinski rule of going against the road
I'll
team.
tell you what.
I did. I just, I don't know. We'll see. I might have egg on my face next week.
That's
But,
okay.
you
I
gotta-
have it this week, so don't
You
feel
gotta
bad.
play. Yeah, you do. We all do after Portage beat Lake
Well,
Central.
yeah, that's true. Very true on that one.
All right. One of the top girls basketball players in the state, Lillian Barnes, right? Mm-hmm. Freshman. I mean, one of the top freshmen. Her team 19-1.
Who would have thunk it?
I don't know. Not me.
Lot of
don't
talent
look at me.
there.
Yeah, a lot of talent, yeah, but that's 2 freshmen who are
Right.
candidates for that.
How often do you see a girls-boys doubleheader and the feature game is the girls' game?
Good point.
Lake Central's
point.
girls tomorrow night, they've lost 5 games. None of them to a region team. They're all throughout the state, teams downstate that are really good.
Yeah.
So, but let's check out a little Valpo girls basketball.
Coach, first off, great start to this season. What is the thing that got you guys off to that great start?
You know what? I've been very blessed this year to have a lot of talent, older and younger. I think we've got a really great group of kids that have, from the time they were in middle school up till high school now, have really put in a lot of time in the off season, and I think that's so key to just creating that chemistry in this team. That's what they have, is a lot of chemistry. So they enjoy playing with each other, coupled with that talent, and it's really helped us form a bond with the kids and defensively really cause some havoc with some other teams.
What's so good about this basketball team that makes it the way it is right now?
I'd say our chemistry. We're all like a big family. We all get along. When we make a mistake, we don't tear each other down. We build each other up. And I think that really helps. And knowing that if we make a mistake, we're not going to be like hated. Like, it's okay to make mistakes.
I would imagine the leader on this team, and I put quotes under that because you have other girls that could get it done as well. A freshman leading you guys so far this season?
Yeah, we have Lily Barnes, who's just a phenomenal player for us. She's got a lot of girls around her that kind of do a great supporting role in that, but she has all that natural talent and ability that you often see in kids that are in the college level.
Can you explain to me how a freshman can do as well as this young lady is on this team?
To be honest, I can't really explain it because she's so talented. She's just growing with every game, and you can just see everything expand, whether it's her shooting, her knowledge of the game, everything. She's growing, and she's already got, you know, the talent, and it's just, she's going to keep progressing. Happy I got the chance to play with somebody that good.
Speaking of point guards, you have a pretty good one outside of her leading this basketball team.
Yeah, Kristen Bukata, she is that true point guard. I was telling you earlier where I could leave the court and she could run practice and know just about as much as I do as far as where we need to go, what we need to do. She's vocal on the team. She leads them with her energy and her knowledge. She's pretty special to have that combo together with that youth and that age and that experience. She's really starting to kind of pass some things on to Lily.
I really enjoy playing with Kristen. She's a great person, and she's not selfish. If she sees an open person, she'll get it to them. But then also when she needs to score, she will score. And I think it's really balanced out and even.
We talked before we went on the air, and you also mentioned about a couple of injuries that have kind of set this team, just set it back a little bit.
Sure. We had Becca Gert, who was such a big part of what we had done defensively and offensively. Went down in our Chesterton game right at the beginning of our holiday break. That was a big hit for us, and you know, we played a couple games right after that for our holiday tournament, and then we ran into Penn, and that was a reality check for us. So we've got some kids right now that are just filling in some roles and spots that maybe they weren't in before, and we were just, you know, in the process of finding ourselves again and working that chemistry out. And we're going to have a couple good tests coming up here to see if we can do that or not.
Now let's talk about the rest of the schedule. You've got Munster down the road. You got Lake Central not too long from as we speak. So you guys have a tough schedule coming up before you go into the sectionals.
We got to remain focused. Obviously, there have been a couple injuries recently. We just got to work through those, stay focused and play together, and just keep making memories out there.
Heading into the sectionals, what's the one thing you want to shore up before the elimination process begins?
I think the big part of it is just getting our defense back on track, just kind of finding kids to fill those spots in a little bit and get some experience in there before we head into sectionals. I have to say I've never gone very far with a team that went undefeated, so I think sometimes you need those dips in the seasons to get you back into place and let you know what you need to work on so that you're ready to go in the postseason.
Always enjoyed talking with you. Way to go. Congratulations on this season.
Thank you so much for coming in.
By the way, I got to ask you guys this because Kristen, one of the people that we interviewed, talked about Swedish fish.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Really?
Trust me, I've enjoyed myself a Swedish fish or two. They're one of my favorite candies, little red gummy candy. Oh, delicious. No wonder she
Really?
likes them. Absolutely, they're the best.
I did not know that. Okay.
All right, let's go to our polls. Here you see Lake Central 16-5, but again, all 5 losses out of the area. We talked about KV tonight and Munster. East Chicago sneaking in the poll at 13-6.
And congratulations on them. They won the conference championship last night.
All right, and then how about the top 5? Lake Station hurting a little bit. Andrean number 2. South Central, Highland and Munster are going to square off. In Valpo, 19-1 against LC tomorrow night.
It's going to be a fun game for sure.
Yes. How about on the boys' side? 21st Century at 6th. LC moving down after losing to Portage. Portage not looking to get in that poll. PCC tournament going on. Hebron had a win last night. Chesterton, wow, 9-4. Ileana Christian in the top 5. Judson 10-2. Munster 12-2. Munster and Hammond, I don't think play each other anymore. Yeah, that was a good response to that.
Thank you. I don't
Lake
know why,
Station
but okay.
11-1.
There you go.
And
There you
Hammond
go.
16-1. All right, how about some upcoming games this weekend? We have previewed.
No, I don't think we have some upcoming games, like a graphic or anything.
Okay.
But, what are you thinking, Joe?
I'm thinking boys. I love the boys-girls doubleheader. That was
Sure.
one of the things that
Sure.
I loved. I thought it was great. I'm all LC girls versus Valpo girls tomorrow night. I think that's going to be an outstanding ball game.
I'm here with you. I think that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you next Thursday night with another edition of Lakeshore Prep Sports. Good night.
Valparaiso University is a place for you to grow. It's where professors are there to help you find your passions, and it's where you'll make connections that last a lifetime. Learn more at valpo.edu.
Doing as much as you can, as quickly as you can, is important to me. Life is short, and the earlier we get started helping our community, the better off our community will be.